The Battle of Trenton was a decisive military encounter that took place during the American Revolutionary War. It was fought on December 26, 1776, between the Continental Army, under the command of General George Washington, and a detachment of Hessian soldiers, who were hired by the British to support their cause. The battle was fought in Trenton, New Jersey, and was one of the first major victories for the American forces during the war. The battle came at a critical time for the Continental Army, which had suffered a series of defeats in the preceding months and was in a state of disarray. Many of its soldiers were discouraged and close to giving up, and the army was in dire need of a victory to restore morale and to demonstrate that the fight for independence was not lost. Washington decided to launch a surprise attack on the Hessian forces in Trenton, who were known to be celebrating Christmas and were not expecting any military action. On the night of December 25, Washington and his troops quietly crossed the Delaware River and marched towards Trenton. Despite the harsh winter conditions and the danger of being discovered, the Continental Army successfully made its way to Trenton and caught the Hessian forces off guard. The battle itself was relatively brief and lasted only about an hour. The American forces quickly overpowered the Hessians, who were caught by surprise and were unable to effectively respond to the attack. The Hessians suffered significant casualties, with nearly 900 soldiers being taken prisoner, and the remainder being forced to retreat. The Continental Army suffered only a handful of casualties and captured a large number of supplies, weapons, and ammunition. The victory at Trenton was a much-needed boost for the American cause. It provided the Continental Army with a much-needed source of supplies and weapons, and it demonstrated to the American people and the rest of the world that the American forces were capable of defeating the British and their hired soldiers. The victory also helped to restore morale and reinvigorate the spirit of the American Revolution, which had been flagging in the preceding months. In the aftermath of the Battle of Trenton, Washington and his army continued to fight against the British and their allies. The victory at Trenton served as a turning point in the American Revolution, as it demonstrated to the American people and the rest of the world that the fight for independence was not lost. It also served as a reminder that, even in the face of adversity and defeat, the American spirit could not be broken, and that the fight for freedom would continue until victory was achieved. In conclusion, the Battle of Trenton was a critical moment in the American Revolution, as it marked one of the first major victories for the American forces and served as a turning point in the war. The victory at Trenton demonstrated the determination and bravery of the Continental Army, and it helped to restore morale and reinvigorate the spirit of the American Revolution. The battle remains an important event in American history and is remembered as a testament to the courage and determination of the American people in their fight for independence.